evening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Sarcastic Bomb and welcome to the channel, and I hope you all appreciated that nice new intro with working music that's not been affected by the evil YouTube copyright of copyrighty doom. So, yeah, now we've got a video lined up for you tonight. I know the title of the video, I found it in my video folder, so I've downloaded it at some point to make a video with. But I don't know much else about the video. It's called Debunking Evolution. I don't even know where it's from at this point. So, it could turn out to be a shit video, in which case, you're never going to see this. There's going to be a whole new intro done. But, if you are watching this, the video obviously didn't turn out to be as shit as it possibly could have been. So, let's find out together, shall we?
Well, good evening. It's an exciting evening for me. I've been thinking about this for a couple of months now, and a chance to speak to our youth group specifically about the issue of evolution.
A youth group, of course, aka children, because you've got to brainwash them when they're young, because if they develop any critical thinking before you can soak their brain in that lovely, jubbly indoctrination, they're going to realise you're full of shit.
And I'll tell you what the genesis of this idea how it came in my heart. But we thought we would open it up. Either there's some interesting youth people here tonight, or the youth group's gotten bigger than ever before, or there's some honored guests. So we're glad all of you are here, and I hope it's going to be helpful this week and again next week.
Next week? Did you record next week's as well? Have we got like a two-part video to do? Let's check the video folder and we'll find out what Drunk Dan did. Apparently, Drunk Dan's a dickhead because Debunking Evolution Class 1 is here and Debunking Evolution Class 2 is here. Drunk Dan, if you watch your own video back later, fuck you.
My desire is to share some biblical convictions at the start, but for the most part, the talk is going to be significant scientific problems with evolution, fundamentally why evolution is bad science. I could spend a lot of time on why it's bad theology, why it's unbiblical, as it is. But just keep in mind, the Bible is written without evolution in mind at all. Evolution came in last century, 2 centuries ago in the 1859.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no evolution in, like, the Harry Potter books either. And let's be fair, they're not science books. And nor's the Bible. So, yeah, it will be interesting what science you're going to bring to this. And if it's the stupid fucking bollocksy science that most these Christian ministers do to indoctrinate people with, we're going to have to open a lot of fucking booze.
And so we have to address it not just biblically, but also in terms of the wisdom that God's given us. So I've given you a handout. Some of you have thumbed through it. And you're wondering, how in the world we're getting through all of this tonight? And the answer is we're not getting through every word of this tonight. I do desire to get through all the main topics of this tonight and talk about some other things next week. But
now, for better or worse, we don't have a copy of his little pamphletty, leaflety thing. So we're just going to have to hope that it's not necessary to understand these bits. But we could also hope that the editor of their original video is going to put any needed bits on screen, shall we say, because otherwise he's got like no OHP or anything like that, so we're just doomed. And does saying OHP just show my age? I'm going to have to skip a lot of things, so there's a lot of things in here that you can continue your own study with beyond this evening. Now I'm going to begin by saying the Christian life is a battle for the mind. And Satan knows that. Satan understands the significance of our thoughts. Well, Satan's not real, so let's skip to the actually sciencey bits, shall we? We're probably going to have to do a bit of skipping, because I've just realised this video is 51 minutes long. Fuck my.
And so when you go off to college, when you leave your parents' home and you go off to school, you're going to go into the lair of the devil in many respects. And you've got to be mindful of that. You've got to be ready. The whole world is in the power of the evil one. To continue 1 John.
Now, while we were waiting for him to get to some science, we did have to leave in this chestnut of a remark. Because yes, remember, going to college and school is the Satan world. Because learning is evil. Don't learn anything, kids. Stay at home. Ha 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 ha.
And so one of the ways we fight Satan's dominating power in this world is to know the truth, and that's in the Bible, biblical truth.
Ah, yes, biblical truth. Those true bits that are definitely true because they're in the Bible, except the bits you don't like to follow anymore, so we ignore those truths and just stick to the other truths because, cherry picking.
Now listen, evolution's not a latest intellectual fad. It's been around a long time, and it's been corrupting the worldview of generations of people. It's been around a long time.
You're right, it has been around a long time. Which is funny, because you think if you had all this science to say that it wasn't right, it wouldn't still be around. How strange is that?
So first of all, where did everything come from? What's your answer to that? Ask people that. Where do you think all this came from?
We don't know, which is quite cool, because knowing everything's a bit boring, and just saying, yeah, God did it, is a bit narrow-minded, really, shall we say, because then we could just ask you the question, where the fuck did God come from? And for you to say, well, he always was there. No, that's a stupid answer.
Now, evolution is everywhere. It's pervasive and dangerous. What is it? How can we define it? Now, in your handout, I've given you a bunch of definitions. I'm not going to read them, but the last one by Jonathan Sarfati, I called it out for the slide you see up there, and that slide kind of summarizes it simply.
Ooh, let's look at his slide. Evolution defined. Nothing gave rise to something at the Big Bang. That's not evolution anyway, so we can ignore that one. Non-living chemicals gave rise to living cells. Again, not about evolution. That's abiogenesis. That's another topic. Living cells gave rise to multi-celled organisms. Yes, we've seen this. It's all good. Invertebrates gave rise to vertebrates. Yeah. Ape-like creatures gave rise to humanity. That's fine. Non-intelligence gave rise to intelligence. Depends how you want to quantify intelligence. Evolution equals beneficial random mutations and natural selection. Yes. So apart from the first, 2 points, yeah, he's actually not that bad.
The basic idea, framework behind the evolutionist interpretation is naturalism. It is assumed that things made themselves. I mean, stop and think about that. Things made themselves. All right? No divine intervention has happened, that God has not revealed to us knowledge about the past. Evolution is a deduction from this assumption. And it's essentially the idea that things made themselves. It includes the unproven idea, these unproven ideas. Nothing gave rise to something at the Big Bang. Non-living matter gave rise to life. Single-celled organisms gave rise to many-celled organisms. Invertebrates gave rise to vertebrates. Ape-like creatures gave rise to man. So, non-intelligent, amoral matter gave rise to intelligence and morality.
Oh, really? We're bringing morals into all this, are we? And how that morals were given to us by God. So the amoral things in the Bible that you used to be able to do were fine. And because it's in the Bible, it's obviously truth, and you can still do them now. So you should be able to have a slave, should you? No? Is that not moral? No, it's not. It's almost as if our moral perspective on life is more of a reflection on our surroundings and how we have evolved over time in our understanding of our own morals. So we weren't given morals by God, but we've learnt these morals as a group collective, maybe? No, we're not going to do that. You're going to say, no, everything in the Bible was fine because it was truth and the Bible is truth and all that jazz, so we can go and beat your slave, but not kill him for 3 days and go marry your slaves that you've captured from battle, from killing people who don't believe in God and all that shit? No, I don't think so.
Why? Problem number one is the origin of life. From the naturalistic, atheistic, materialistic evolution point of view, where did the first living cell come from? Frankly, if you just remember this from these 2 weeks, that's all you need.
Well, again, that's abiogenesis, not evolution. Now, if you want to go more into abiogenesis, there is space for a God abiogenesis stage. That's not a problem. But the only problem would actually come that sort of the early easy building blocks for life have been made in a laboratory. RNA has been made. So, yeah, that doesn't really hold water for you anymore. I don't know how old this video is, so sucks to be you, I suppose.
They have no answer to that question. No one on earth has an answer to that question.
Really? Because, I mean, this article that I've here about life's first spark recreated in the laboratory might, like, put a bit of a downer on your thing. So, yeah.
There is no answer to that question from the naturalistic, atheistic, materialistic point of view. Where did the first living cell come from? Secondly, the fossil record. Why doesn't the fossil record show continuous development of species? Why doesn't it vindicate Darwin? It doesn't. It hasn't for, 1.5 centuries.
Well, just what at this point? Fossils do show progression and evolution. I mean, just look at the basic one for the whale. That's your step-by-step evolution. Are you expecting every single little bit in between? Because fossils only form under the right circumstances. So you just being disingenuous about your claims, or just being a lying little toe rag? I'm not sure. But either way, I'm counting it as fucking indoctrination. Jesus. And
then third, what some call irreducible complexity, but I would say, what good is half a wing? All right? Let's say it took 100 million years for flight to be evolved. You're halfway done with that journey. Nothing can fly yet, but we're heading there. Whole problems with that.
Do all creationists just go to the same shitty weekend class and just learn the same shitty talking points that have been debunked 1,000 times and just basically laughed at? What good's half a wing? Well, half a wing is better than no wing. Half a wing is perfect for if you want to jump from point A to point B and hopefully not touch the ground. It could be very handy for jumping up and just giving that little push. I can get that extra berry. I've got a bit of extra food. Saying that half of this is no good is not looking at the full picture. You're looking at the end goal. And evolution doesn't have a goal. Evolution on a wing didn't start so, yes, we're going to learn how to fly and we're going to make wings and it's going to take us 100 million years. No. It just happened that a bit of skin flap or something gave an animal an advantage. That genetic code got passed on. What use is half a wing? Ask a flying squirrel, because they're not wings. Now, looking at the time, we've still got a load of this video left to do. I am going to break it down. I am going to do both parts. So this could be a video for a couple of weeks. Jesus Christ. That's going to be fun for everyone, isn't it? Yay! But we're going to leave you with that for the night, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like, share, comment and subscribe. All that jazz, you know it all, but it's always worth saying. And share, please share. I've got, only like 150 people. I can hit 2,000k. 2,000k, that would be nice. Just 2k would be lovely. But I've been the Sarcastic Barman. Thank you very much. Good night.